Joined here today by Tim Hawkes and Adam Webber, the co-founders of Truwell, a really innovative and interesting teacher and student wellbeing platform. They've had some great growth and traction today, and we're looking to ask them a few questions from investors to get a better understanding and feeling for the business. So welcome, Tim and Adam. Thanks for joining us.
Great to be with you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Tim, I'll throw the first question to you. Can you give us a bit of a snapshot on who Truwell is and what it is that you do?
Yeah, well, Truwell, Nick, is an ed tech startup. We work in the wellbeing space. We provide wellbeing programs and monitoring services for teachers, for support staff, and indeed for students. We have been working together, both Adam and I, for a couple of years now. We formed formally as a company about just a little over a year ago. We've had some great success. We've got about 30 odd schools now who are using our product. We've got about 200, in fact, a little bit more than 200 that are in the pipeline. So our growth trajectory has been pretty amazing given the short time period, and particularly also because of these difficult COVID times. So yes, we are an edtech startup working in the wellbeing space.
Great, no, thanks for that, Tim. It's an impressive start to the life of the business. What is the gap you're trying to fill here?
Well, we had a look, both Adam and I, at the wellbeing programs that are currently available, and we were very underwhelmed by them. Many of them are merely engaged with monitoring, and we feel that to be very, very inadequate. We'd much prefer, both Adam and I, to build a wellbeing fence at the top of the cliff rather than monitoring their rate of fall down it. And so we wanted to produce these redemptive exercises, these preventative exercises in our students, and indeed for our students and support staff as well. So that was certainly one of the problems. Another was that many of the delivery methods being used by our competitors, if you like, we felt were very, very old-fashioned and did not appeal at all to Gen Z. Whereas Truwell uses dynamic, funky, interactive digital presentations that cause engagement and have an impact. So that was another area. And the third area really was a financial one, Nick. We felt that so many of these programs were really overpriced for what they were offering. Whereas we at Truwell were offering a whole school wellbeing model. So many of these other programs were very limited. They were only just offering a model, to students or to teachers, whereas we cover the whole lot, and we do so at a very, very affordable price.
So, Adam, can you just tell us a bit about the size of the market and the opportunities that you're looking at here?
Yeah, well, thank you, Nick. There are about 4 million school children in Australia. And from our research, schools are typically prepared to pay about $50 per student head for wellbeing resources and programs. So we're talking about the Australian market being a $200 million market per annum. And of course, if you look overseas in the UK, it's at least 2 to 3 times that size, and in America, it's at least 10 times. So we're talking about a significant opportunity in the wellbeing space.
Right, and so obviously it's not just students. You also do target teachers, parents, and other sort of opportunities within that group.
Absolutely, that's correct. Truwell is the largest library of interactive resources for the entire school community, for teachers, students, parents, and support staff. And we're going to be adding more and more resources and selling them directly to teachers, to parents, and to school leaders. So the market is significant in size, and for the most part, very few competitors are looking at the market in the way that we are. When you talk about mental health, a lot of schools and the community think of surveys, and we think that was what schools should have had 10 to 15 years ago. The school of the future, of course, is going to look very different. It's going to look similar to what Truwell is building now.
So, Tim, can you tell us a bit about the mental health situation that you've observed, and I suppose what it is you're trying to do with the Truwell product?
Well, Nick, there's never been an area that has been more in demand, or tragically in demand, than at the moment, because of course we have the COVID issue. But but without COVID, we were having a third of our teachers leaving the profession within 5 years. We were having teachers making more work cover claims than any other profession. We were having surveys of our teachers registering between 60 to 70% of them being essentially stressed to the extent that it was impacting on the quality of their capacity to teach. These are appalling statistics. And you add to that the fact that there has been, since 2019, a 162% increase in mental health issues in teenagers. And so we've had a massive increase in mental health issues in students. And of course, governments are very, very concerned about this. Heads of schools are very, very concerned about this. There's been a lot of money beginning now to be thrown into this particular direction, and quite rightly too. Unfortunately, much of this money has not been wisely spent. It's largely been spent on monitoring services, which are inadequate. They are not preventative. And a lot of this money has been spent essentially on programs that are failing to have impact or delivery. So this is why we have moved into this space, to try and fill this very, very real need in society.
Yeah, great, Tim. That's really interesting. It is a huge problem out there that we're trying to deal with. So, Adam, tell us a bit about the Truwell platform around the technology and the content you already have in the system.
We're really excited to be sharing about the Truwell platform, because there's a lot of research in what schools need with wellbeing, but not how to get there. And that's the real big challenge right now, is the how. And Truwell is the solution there. It is a comprehensive wellbeing platform for the entire school community. It's to take the whole school on that journey of wellbeing. The content is designed to have a huge impact for Gen Z and our teachers. When we looked at student wellbeing programs, we could not find anything that was designed with new technology, that was designed in a way that the way young people use technology today. It was all designed the same way when I was a student, videos and lots of words. And so we built our own platform designed for the needs of schools in Australia and of course overseas as well. And this is what makes Truwell uniquely different, is our innovative approach to ensure that every single school can build that wellbeing fence for their teachers and students.
Great, thanks, Adam. That's very interesting. So Tim, can you tell us about how you attract customers and where they come from?
Well, both Adam and I are educators, and I have been able to have the privilege of leading a number of schools, and therefore I'm very well networked with the schools throughout Australia. And indeed, may I just say, Nick, that actually adds a great deal of strength to Truwell. And this is a program written by teachers for teachers, and that's a real distinctive factor. But it also means that both Adam and I have quite a network out there, which we are working on at the moment. And that profile that we have has led us to being invited to speak at national education conferences about Truwell, and that's been received very, very well. It also has led to programs. For example, A Current Affair of Channel 9 have done a program on Truwell, and that was great. We've had articles in Sydney Morning Herald and the Fairfax Press as well.
Great. And do you have any partnerships that you'd like to mention that you're working with to help build that
yes,
track?
We have partnerships. We've had developed partnerships with organisations like Class Cover. They're working in well over 2,000 schools providing temporary relief staff. We have partnerships with other organisations such as Stand Tall, which are basically organise massive conferences for teenagers, wellbeing conferences, and they basically impact well over 100,000 students. We have partnerships, we're developing partnerships with tertiary institutions. We're talking currently with the Australian Catholic University and with Monash. We also have developed a range of other partnerships with other colleagues that are working in the wellbeing space. So yes, we're well networked, and this increases our reach significantly.
Interesting. Well, Adam, look, I might ask you the next question. So, Adam, can you tell us a bit about the traction that you've had with Truwell so far?
So over the last 12 months, we've had about 250 schools either sign up or show some form of interest in Truwell. And out of those 250 schools, 100 schools have signed up and shown interest in the last 2 months. And that's what's really exciting about Truwell, is the more we add, our business model is rather simple. Just keep building high value resources that schools need, compared to just trying to sell a survey, which is what 90% of our competitors are doing in this space. Now, right now, we have about 30 paying schools, and they are using the Truwell platform. Now, we have had quite a bit of traction. In the last 6 months, we have launched 40 interactive courses for teachers and students. You'll see most of our competitors haven't, had that sort of capability. And in particular, this quarter, we've been really focusing on innovating and pushing schools to go that next level of well-being. And that is, we have launched the free course on vaping. That's already been mentioned. The first free teacher well-being survey for all schools. Normally, when companies talk about teacher well-being, they charge $3,000 to $4,000 for the survey. We want to give it away for free so that we can encourage schools to understand they need to do more than surveying. And then finally, we are launching the first affordable teacher training in student mental health. So the product, the market traction, and the product market fit, we have a clear understanding of all of those and how to really take Truwell to the next level.
I think that is probably one of the major distinctive features of us, Nick, in that we essentially offer wellbeing programs for students, wellbeing programs for staff. By that we mean support staff and teachers. But the third thing we offer is this very, very exciting addition, which is the program, the teacher training program in student mental health. Currently, only about 10%, in fact, less than 10% of our teachers have been trained in this space. I think it is the government's intention and wish, certainly, to train every teacher in this space. Currently, the programs available are very, very expensive, whereas the Truwell program is hugely affordable and could indeed have a massive impact in raising the number or the percentage of teachers that are trained in this area of student mental health from something like 6 to 7% through to something like 97%. So that's what we're going for.
Like exciting times ahead then. That's great. Look, it'd be good to just also touch on, Adam, the revenue model and how the revenue model works.
So the revenue model is very straightforward. We charge per student, and we are focused on social impact and growth. So deliberately undercutting our competitors. So we could charge about $42 a year per student for our platform for everything that we do. But right now we do charge $12 a year plus GST. That gets us to about $4,000 to $4,500 per school. I mean, that depends on the school size, but that's the average sort of school. But we are moving to a more high value model, and that's because we're going B2B to C and going to be charging parents access to the student wellbeing program. If they want access to all 29 interactive courses and equip themselves with knowledge on how to look after their children, it's going to be around $50 to $60 for them to access that resource. And then that gets us from about $4,000 to $5,000 to $12,000 to $15,000 per school, per the average school size.
Great. No, that's good. Thanks, Adam. I suppose to finish up on the conversation, Tim and Adam, look, I'd like to ask you both, what is it that excites you most about the Truwell opportunity, and what is it that should excite investors the most as well?
Well, I think there are two things that are particularly exciting about Truwell. The first is that it is providing a product which is very much needed by society. We've really got to try and do something about the well-being in society at the moment, and we are pleased, really pleased, both Adam and I, to be making a contribution in that space. And we are looking forward to partnering with other investors for whom making this sort of contribution is also worthwhile and important. And the second reason why I'm excited is because I think that there is the promise of reasonably significant, in fact, very significant returns. We have the capacity to raise prices. We have the capacity to really expand our market. We have the capacity to have here a very, very successful company. There is a huge demand for our product. We are working in a space where there is not enough quality product, And we are providing that quality. In fact, we are providing what essentially is probably now the benchmark in terms of world's best practice in this space. So that's what excites me.
Thanks for that, Tim. Adam, I'll throw it over to you. What is it that excites you most about the Truwell opportunity?
What's really exciting about Truwell is we are already one of the innovators in online learning. We design things at such a different level than our competitors and anyone else in the market. And we have big plans for going forward. We know what the online learning is going to look like for wellbeing and mental health. The other thing that I'm really excited about is being able to publish and produce things at a pace that is unprecedented. The teacher training and student mental health, we started in November of last year. Tim and I, we thought this was going to be a race. Now we're almost at the finish line here. At the end of September, we're launching this, and it's a lonely place to be because it seems like we're the only ones who have really focused about creating a teacher training in student mental health, and our ability to build things quickly and also affordably, I might as well add, is something that really excites me. We're about to start working in primary wellbeing. That's a huge space which is very expensive. Good programs are expensive, and we're about to disrupt that completely. And then about leaders, school leaders. I mean, it's just so exciting to be so disruptive in a space that needs this disruption, because right now, this wellbeing offence in our schools, we are failing to build it, and we need to have this change.
Great. Well, thank you very much, both of you, for joining us today. It's been very insightful, and it's been great to hear more about Truwell and the opportunity and the problems that you're going to solve. So, look, thanks very much for joining us today.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Nick.